he's interested in tomahawks. Now, America is the home of the tomahawk. It comes from the Indian word tomahawk. Used to start it out as a stone-headed club, or just a wooden, ball-headed wooden club. And when the Indians got access to Western metal craft, they really admired this settlers' hatchets, and they adopted them for their own. They changed them around to suit their life and the way they used it, and they called it the tomahawk, and that's become American icon in edge weapons. And the tomahawk's used in lots of different ways, but what most people don't realize is the top of the tomahawk is one of the most important features. When I have a blade on this side, a spike on this side, and this long handle, this is a 22-inch hickory handle, I have a teeth. And when he cuts at me, I can catch him. I can catch him with that teeth. I can also hit with that, but a tomahawk is a head-heavy weapon. So when you swing with it, it takes some effort to recover it. So lots of times I won't commit with it. I'll use it defensively almost until I see an opportunity, and then I might hit with it. So lots of times I'll just go from here. And I'll just, you can slap with the tomahawk. I can hit with this edge. I can hit with this point. I'll have to do this very gingerly because this really hurts. I can hook with it. I can hook his leg. I can hook his arm. I can hook his hand. So I can hook with the tomahawk. I can stab with the front of the tomahawk also. I can get in here and hit him with the butt. I can reverse it. If he's got a Bowie knife that's really fast like Ron's so darn fast that if I try to fight him just with the tomahawk, he'll wait until I miss with his head and he'll cut me. So sometimes I'll turn it around and I'll fight this way with it. And I'll try to knock his knife out of his hand or smash his knife out of his hand before I employ the tomahawk. Maybe I'll come in here and then punch it with it in the end. So the tomahawk has lots of varied uses. So if he has two Bowie knives, I'll just do that. Sorry, you're right. I'll look for him to extend, and then I'll try to beat his blade out of his hand, or I'll try to hit his hand. And once I move that thing, I'm going to keep it moving. When I move that tomahawk, it's always going to be in motion, and I'm always going to be in motion. Because, like I said, it's a heavy weapon. Now this is an aluminum one, not a steel one. But even this one I have to be careful because it doesn't feel good. Look at that fencing mask. It's been caved in plenty of times. Okay? A tomahawk will cave in easily. But I have to be careful. If I just go like this, Ron's going to cut me every time. He's going to cut me. I have to find an opening for my tomahawk. That's why, if you watch my videos, I always preach having a knife or a piece of rebar or a piece of bamboo, rolled up magazine, a knife's best, or a Bowie knife, something in the other hand. So that if he stabs me, I can always defend myself. If this is down here, I can always parry that off with what I have in my other hand. So there's never any reason to fight with just one weapon. If God gave us two hands, he wants you to fight with two weapons, I promise you. So I have to look for my chance with the tomahawk. There, now you got me right there in the index finger, a good stab. That would hurt like crazy. You see how hard I had to recover that tomahawk? I cut in his hand, my wrist goes, oh, that hurts. And I cut here and I bring it back. I get you? What I did is, I came up underneath Ron with the spike. Lots of times I'll worm my way in here and come this way. Because people forget, you got that spike, you drive it in from underneath. That's just a brief look at how you fight with a tomahawk. We have them for sale right over here. I'll give you 5 minutes to buy one. You gotta do this.
Are we up and going?
No, I'm just gonna show him how to use a folding knife. The point's really important on your folder. You can use your point more than your edge because it's short. Your hand's always in motion. My hand is moving. training partners, you'll find out you won't have any. When you train with aluminum blades, even through this, they'll tell you that hurts like shit. So, your knife's moving, you need to articulate your wrist a lot. I can't do this and clash. I have to do that. When I vertical whip, it's more like this, or more like that. Here, here. I'll come clear above it. Here, here, here. Lots of times I'll come underneath.
If you look at the angle, if you did nothing, I'm in a path right through. I usually catch him, so he's got to get that.
Come here, or here. Sometimes I'll pick it up with my live hand if I can see it coming. And there he countered. Here's the other thing. This usually bounces off, it doesn't do any damage. Cut the extremities, we have a chance. When your blade goes flat, when it flattens out, unless you pull, you seldom get a good cut. If you flatten out, pull to make it bite, or it won't bite. So, lots of times you think you've done something with this, nothing happened. You stopped them from cutting you, there was no big result. So, maybe I'll cut him again. Lots of times, I'll cut him 2 or 3 times. Every time I hit him, I'm pulling the edge. Okay? The other thing is, you gotta watch out for that rear hand. See? What I did there, when he hit me, I lost my balance a little bit, but I still came across and punched his hand. Okay? You have to be watching for that. Or, throws his rear hand, and you use your knife. Sometimes your knife is available, sometimes your knife isn't available. And go stand in front of it.
Hello?
I'm here, I'm not here.
Yes.
I'm here, I'm not here. Minimize your time here. Your time should be here.
We'll film in right
now. Your time should be here. Your time should be here.
We'll film in right
here.
now.
The danger zone. Yeah.
Danger zone. So I'm only here when I want to be. There, that was a beat. Stuck my knife out on high alert. Pulled back and cut it. Here. I'll come from here. I'll make a miss. Or lots of times when I pull my knife up, he'll go. I'll hit him with his hand. Knock him out. That's where I kill him. Those are just some ideas.
Personal preference, clip point Voyager or Vaquero Voyager?
Vaquero.
Okay.
I'll show you why. When I hit here, see that curve goes in there?
Don't do it on my wrist where you can
See the curve bite?
it already gathers and grabs.
See that come through now?
Okay.
See I hit here?
So it's already sinking because of the curvature of the blade. With that one, it's good. It's better than a tanto for slashing. But he's got to articulate his wrist to get it, where that one just gathers. If he articulates, it's twice as bad.
Every time I do this, I pull my knife back, he's cut.
Okay.
The other thing is, this has got a really cute point. So I come here, I bury half the blade in his forearm.
All right.
Just like that. Or I come here, the whole thing goes in. The point's in the center. Here's the other thing you need to learn to do, is choke up on your knife. Choke backwards. I don't hold it here. No reach. Go back here. That's why I made this like this. See that? That's why that's there.
Okay.
And that goes into your palm, so I can push hard. Doesn't do anything to my grip. There's reasons why I do everything.
Okay.
Unlike my competitors, I'm a fighter and they're not. So now he has to move. Also, if he cuts at me, I can use my knife more like a bowie and slap with it.
Okay.
So, just like that. And this is so strong, because of the tri-on lock, I can do stuff with this I wouldn't dare do with a Columbia River or a Spyderco or a Benchmade. Not in a million years, you won't do it. But this tri-on lock is so strong that I can do stuff like that. And from here, now he's not wearing a mask, but what I normally do, when I beat,
now.
if I beat down, I fly off the blade. So it's like, now, so as soon as I feel that, I know for a fraction of a second, his is reacting, boom, for a fraction, not long, microsecond. So this, when I go here, that has to be almost simultaneous, and in. So here, I can snap him, or cut his face. Now, the face is different than this. This will flatten out. That's soft. You always get a bite there. And the Romans had 2 targets for their gladius, the face and the belly. Did you know that? Why?
Face bleeds more.
When you stab somebody in the face, you ruin their countenance. They destroyed them mentally. When you get stabbed in the belly, it ruins all your further thoughts of fighting, because you know your fundament, all your guts, everything has just been pierced, and there's no coming back from that. They all know there's no coming back from that. The face, that you've maimed them, ruined their looks forever. The other one, dead. So that was their 2 main targets. So I don't suggest for self-defense you target the face unless he has a knife. If he has a knife, it's on. If he doesn't have a knife, I'll just cut his hand. So,
Couldn't get out of there.
all right, I'm going to wait for a second. If you train every day, you can do it. It's a big commitment. 6 days a week. All right, Jerry Fisk, living national treasure right there. Okay, how many guys know what a machete is? Machete is one of the most found tools and weapons around the world. You can go anywhere in the world and get a machete. You can go to any hardware store in Texas and get a machete, I guarantee it. You can go to any gun store, just about any pawn store, any surplus store, almost anything where they sell tools, any hardware store, you get a machete. So knowing how to use a machete for self-defense is a really good idea. You can't get a gun in Indonesia very easily. You can't get a gun in China. You can't get a gun in India. You can't get a gun in Europe. But almost wherever you go in this world, you can get a machete. So knowing how to use a machete and a knife is really good to have in your bag of tricks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pose this machete with a kukri. A kukri is a forward curved blade knife. Some say it came from the Romans a bit originally, some say from the Greeks. It's weight forward, it's got this wonderful forward curve, and that makes it cut like a chainsaw. It automatically cuts. Whatever it hits, the edge is presented at an angle, it shears into it automatically. It's also very good for piercing. It has the same cutting power as most swords. In 1993, I used a kukri to duplicate all the cuts that the Seiki City Aido Club used in Japan. They put on a big Tamashigiri exhibition for me when they're cutting mats and bamboo, and when they were done, I asked the guy to use their sword, and they go, that guy Gene, Foreign Devil, those swords cost $6,000. They don't want me to bend their sword. So I said, okay, I'll use my kukri. I duplicated all the cuts that they did. So a kukri can be really useful. It's a great thing to throw in your luggage when you're traveling. You don't want to be bothered checking your gun when you check in at the airport. Just throw a kukri in your bag. You'll be about 90% of a 357 Magnum. So what I want to do is show how we can use this kukri. This one's got a guard on it. I made an integral guard on it. When I can catch that, see that for a microsecond, I'll hold that. I'll catch it here, pin it, and put my own knife in. Now I always have, because I'm in Texas, now I'm a Texan, I always got my 5.5-inch Foley knife because it's legal to carry in Texas. So I got this and my kukri against that machete. Now, Ron is world-renowned practitioner of Filipino martial arts. I say he's really modest, I'm not, you know. He's in the top 50 martial artists in the entire world, in my opinion. And he's quite good with machete. We're just going to slow it down a little bit enough for you to see how I pose this. So my hand's always in motion, and he's got reach on me. That's a 24-inch machete. So I have to wait for him to extend right there, and before I react. Sometimes I'll press the action just to get a response out of him so I can enter. Here's where I win. I have to get enough courage, find the right moment to jump in, bridge that gap, run him down, employ my shorter weapons where his longer weapons are more awkward. It's very hard to do. A machete gives you reach, gives you leverage, gives you cutting power. There's so many things you can do with a machete. I'll switch. You can slap with a machete. You don't have to hit people with your machete. You can slap them. If you want to dissuade somebody from assaulting you and your family, I'll just hit you on the shoulder. Hit him with a flat on the shoulder, right here. Hit him on the arm. Hit him on the hip. hit him on the leg with the flat. Slap him. If it has to escalate worse than that, you can slap him on the side of the head. Okay? That's an escalation of force. You can use the back of the machete, which is typically unsharpened, and it create more pain. I can hit him on the arm. I can break his arm. I can break his leg. I can break his leg with the back of the blade. If I go up the force continuum, I'll use the edge. First, I'll just slash him. Right there, I'll put a cut on him. I didn't cut his hand off. I cut him. He's bleeding, I'm leaving. Now, if that doesn't work, you can go back and cut him a little harder. I'll drop the blade on him this time, and I'll chop into him, like that. Okay? That's gonna cut with a sharp machete halfway through his wrist. If that doesn't work, I'll come over here, I'll cut his arm off, or I'll target his neck, his face, his head. You can also stab with a machete. Right there in the face, right in the belly. That point will go in. It's really important to keep the first 8-10 inches of your machete sharp and your point sharp, because that's where you do most of the work. It's right in here, right there, right there, right there. And it has reach. You see, he extended his arm. I knew when his arm extended, I could go over the top and cut him. That's what's beautiful about a machete. $29.95. You've got power in your hand when you have a machete. Thank you very much.